Hello everybody, so today I will talk about trigonometry. The topic today is about we need to rule about this equation in here. So now I will show you how to answer. About the first one, we know that cotangent s is about cosine s over sine s. Secant of s, that is about 1 over cosine s. Now we need to simplify. Sin s divided by sin s, you got about number 1. So we have cosine s. Cosine s squared divided by cosine s, you got cosine s. And this is about correct because cosine s minus cosine s equal to number 0. And we just finished about question number 1. Question number 2, I will consider on the right of this equation. About cosecant of s, that's about 1 over sine s. This one we change 1 over sine s. Next, I will multiply sine s on numerator and denominator. So this one divided by this one, you got about number 1. Sin s multiplied by 1 over sin s and sin s. So we will have about 1 minus sin s squared. Next, we have the formula in here. So that's about sin s squared plus cosine s squared equals to number 1. So we have 1 minus sin s squared, so we need to put sin s squared in here. Go to the right. And we have 1 minus sin s squared. We need to change 1 minus sin s squared into cosine s squared. And we know that 1 over cosine s is about secant of s. So we have the power 2. And this one, we have secant of s squared. And we just finished about question number 2. Now, let's go to question number 3. I will consider on the left side of this one. We know that number 1, that's about sin s squared plus cosine s squared. Cosine s squared minus 2 cosine s squared, we have negative cosine s squared. Next, we have cosine s to the power of 4 and cosine s squared. We can do about factorization. Next, we have the formula in here. Sin s squared plus cosine s squared equals to number 1. So I need to put cosine s squared go to the right. So we need to change about 1 minus cosine s squared into sin s squared. Sin s squared, we can do about factorization. And we know that's 1 minus cosine s squared, that's about this one. We simplify and we have sin s to the power of 4. This is the end. Thank you for watching.